Hi, my name is Topher Jerome, and I am a suicide attempt survivor. I'm also a former employee of Jasper Health, and I continue to serve on their lived experience advisory board as their chair. Um, I am passionate about Jasper. I've been part of the development process from early on, and I've seen it make a difference in people's lives. And I just want to talk a little bit about my own experience of having been in an emergency department and just how incredibly traumatizing it was to be locked in a room looking out of the little window that had the safety glass with the wires going through it, wondering when I was going to get help. The triage staff, the nursing staff, all the people that were trying to do their jobs the best that they could, but they don't necessarily have suicide specific training. And I was just in there for hours. People come in and ask me the same questions over and over and over again. And it's like, when am I going to feel better? What's going to help me feel better? And then having that feeling, it's like, I never would have gone there in the first place if I knew what was going to happen. But I'd made this promise to my family that I wasn't going to die. And I didn't know what else to do. And I was stuck between wanting to die and needing something. And to be in a hospital where you think you're going to get help and then you don't was incredibly discouraging. A big part of my role when I was at Jasper was developing the video library, people with lived experience. And, there was something for me the first time I found out that I wasn't alone, that I wasn't the only person who was going through the same stuff that I was living through, the deep shame about the things that were going on in my life, whether it was addiction and, all this stuff that I was desperately ashamed of. And those were my drivers, right? I wanted to die because I was so ashamed of who I'd become. And when I first learned that there were other people who were like me, it was like, oh my God, that magical moment of like, I'm not alone. So we developed this video library of people who have lived experience with suicide. And, I'm going out and interviewing people and editing down these videos into 3-minute clips. It's like, what if people can have that aha moment while they're sitting in the emergency department looking at a tablet watching videos? One, it's giving them something to do, and two, it's like giving them little glimmers of hope. And in the research process, as we were developing it, I sat in the emergency department and I watched that happen time and time again with people. I have a bunch of stories I could share, but I don't have time for that. But it was magic, right? This magic. And then the other piece around I want to talk about is the suicide status interview. The shame I felt about what had happened in my life. It's really hard to sit face to face with somebody and tell the truth, to say what's really going on. And one of the things I really love about the interface with Jasper and doing the suicide status interview is the ability to sit there where you're not having to look at somebody and to get truthful and honest in a way that maybe I couldn't with other people. And I think that for me, that would have been incredibly helpful. Yeah, I'm passionate about the app because one, I was part of building it, and I really believe that it's there's something there that is missing from care. People don't have the time, the ability to provide consistent care, deliver this kind of hope, deliver these kinds of tools in a unified way that's evidence-based. So I think, I think it's really important that people have access to this. People who are hospitalized for psychiatric conditions need to not be treated like criminals. And this is an opportunity for healthcare systems to start to treat people. Not nobody does this intentionally, I don't think, but to start to treat people like humans and to start to give them hope and give them care in a way that can transform lives and save lives. Um, so, for it up to me, Jasper would be everywhere. And because I really think they're onto something good. And I just think it's totally worth investigating and looking into and investing in, because it's a I think it's life changing.